So material cost, manufacturing cost, and indirect cost. Okay. And I try to explain this particular BOM structure. Okay. So where there is a finished good, and to produce that finished good, I need semi-finished good, RM1 and RM2. This is the first level of BOM. And to manufacture SFG, I need RM3 and RM4. This is the second level of BOM. So let us try to build this BOM in the system. Okay. So for that, what I need to be there, I need to create all these items in the system, which I have already created. Okay. So for the FG, as I said, the production type should be BOM. So when the production type is BOM, then only you can create a bill of material. And for the RM1, RM2, it should be none. So that is the first thing what you need to maintain it while creating these items. Okay. So let me start creating it. So I will not create directly FG BOM. First, I need to create SFG BOM. Correct. So let me go to the system and try to create a bill of material. Okay. We'll go to product information management, release products. Okay. So this is my item. So which I have already created. Okay. So now if you see that the first step, what I need to check here is that the production type. Okay, which comes under engineering. The production type is bill of material. And the other parameter, what I told you to check is that under default order settings, the default order type should be production. So these two things we need to make sure that it is readily available for this product on this product. Now, so once it is ready, then I will go to engineering. Then I will click on BOM versions. Okay, so this is where I will build my bill of material. Okay, so for that I will go to create a BOM and BOM version. Okay, so there are two things here. One is BOM version and one is BOM and BOM version. What exactly will happen if I click on BOM version? Okay, so system will create a version for me, but manually I have to select the bill of materials. Let's assume that the bill of materials, whatever I'm building, it is already uh, available in my system with another product. Okay, so I can consider that bill of material and I can associate to this BOM version. Okay, now as I don't have any similar bill of material in the system, okay, so I need to create this from scratch. For that purpose, what I will do is I will go to BOM version and I will click on BOM and BOM versions. Okay, so in your example, in your practice, always you follow creating BOM and BOM version both together. Okay, so system will ask me to enter a BOM version. So let me just enter a BOM version like SFG POM version. Okay, so next, even I have an option to copy. I can copy it from different item of different BOM. I get this option. But as I don't have any similar bill of material in the system, I don't want to copy it. I will just want to create that. So I'll just keep this checkbox as no, and I will select a site. Okay. So here, one thing you need to make sure that each site will have its own bill of material. So I cannot have one BOM associated to all the sites. Okay. If the same BOM is used in multiple sites, then I have to create multiple bill of materials for that site. Okay. Now just let me create it. Okay. So now my BOM version has been created, and now I will be adding the bill of material lines. Okay. So this is a place where I will add my raw materials. Okay. If you go through the PPT, what SFG has? SFG has two items. One is RM3 and RM4, right? So let me add those items. RM4. Okay. It's your choice to specify the warehouse under site one, which warehouse you will be providing it. You can provide here, or you can just keep it blank. So system will not ask mandatorily you have to enter the warehouse. And next comes the quantity. Okay. The quantity defines what is the quantity you are going to consume to produce one SFG. Okay. As of now, let me put it two quantity for RM3. Okay, and one quantity of RM4. What it says? It says that to produce one quantity of SFG, I need two quantity of RM3 and one quantity of RM4. Okay, so where is that one quantity SFG? One quantity of SFG, you can find it over here. If you go back one step, you can see that there is a from quantity, right? So whatever the quantity you produce from one, system is going to consider this bill of material. Okay. Now, so let me just go to that bill of material. And before I use it anywhere in the production order or in any other BOM, I need to get it approved. Okay, so this has a approval functionality where once I create a specific bill of material, that I need to get it approved by some person. So let me just approve this. Okay, so now it is approved. I will go one step back. Again, this BOM version should be activated and should be approved. Okay, so I will just go to the approval. I got it approved, and next I will activate it. Until unless I don't activate it, system will not consider this bill of material as active one. Okay, now, so whenever I activate, what I can see here, I can check it in the active bill of material versions. I can see that this following form version has been activated and it is listed here. Okay, so now my first step is completed. Now I need to start preparing the second step, that is creating a bill of material for main FG. So let's go one step back, again one step back. I will go to FG again. Again for FG, I will be checking those two parameters. One is my production type, which should be bill of material, and my default order settings should be production. Now, so what is the first step I will do? I will go here. I will click on BOM version. Next, I will click on BOM and BOM version. So this I will create it as FG BOM version. Okay. So let me select the site. Click OK. Now I need to enter the raw materials as per this diagram. First, I will enter SFG. Okay. Next, I will enter RM3. and RM4. Okay, so again I can specify the quantities. Okay, SFG1 I will mention, RM3 I will mention it as, will mention it as 3, RM4 let us keep it as 1. Okay, so now once you enter all this information, you can see here there is something called as the item type. Here you can see that the SFG is representing as a bill of material itself. Okay, and the remaining two items is representing your raw materials. So this is one identity where you can find that your item is a SFG bomb item, or it is a raw material. Okay, so I will do the same step again. I will approve this. I will go one step back. I will just do an approval. Okay, and I will activate this. So now my structure is ready. Okay, so my structure is ready. Now my SFG is associated to my FGO as well. So now I want to see a complete drill down structure for that bill of material for that FG. Where I have to see? I can simply go to engineering tab, go to designer. So here you see, I can see a complete structure. My FG consists of SFG, RM3 and RM4, and my SFG consists of again RM3 and RM4. I think I need to change this. I need to put it as RM1 and RM2. Let me do that. This I'll make it as RM1, RM2. So now let us see the structure once again. Designer. Yeah, now it is correct. So your FSFG consists of SFG, RM1, RM2. Your SFG consists of RM3 and RM4. Okay, so this is the one level of bill of material. This is the one version of bill of materials you can create in the system. Now, let's assume that your FG, okay, so whenever you are producing FG from quantity 1 to 100, you need RM1 and RM2 as one quantity. Suppose if you go more than 100 quantities, then you require RM1 and RM2 two quantities. So so how to map that? So to map that, what we need to do is we need to create another version of that bill of material. So how we will create another version? I will go to BOM version again. Okay, BOM and BOM version. I will mention FG more than 100 pieces. Site, I will specify it as 1. Okay, so now I will just enter my SFG RM1, RM2. Okay, So this I will mention it as two quantities. But this time what I will do, from quantity I will specify it as 100. What it means, whenever I'm creating a production order more than 100 quantity, system will consider my raw material 1 and 2 as two quantity. If I am producing the same item less than 100 quantity, system is going to consider my R1 and Rn2 as these quantities 3 and 1 respectively. Okay, so let me activate that. Let me just activate approve. Okay, bill of material versions approve. Activated. Now you see that my both BOM versions are active, one for from one quantity and the other from 100 quantity. Okay. Similarly, you can maintain a different BOM version based on from date and to date. For example, for this particular month, from 4th to 30th, you are maintaining one BOM version. And after 30th, you are changing the recipe and you are doing some, you have, addition to that bill of materials and you are creating that BOM, and from date, you are maintaining it as from 2nd July. So what system is going to do, whatever the production order you are creating after 2nd of July, system is going to consider that new bill of materials. So likewise, you can maintain multiple BOM versions. So one BOM versions I explained you, that is depend upon the site. Each site may have its own bill of material. The next is quantity. So from quantity 1 to 100, one version, from 100 and above, another version. Based on the quantity, you can specify different versions. Based on the dates, we can specify a different versions. So these are all the different you know parameters what we can define a bill of material versions. So let me just go back one step. Okay. So anyone has any doubt in this?
No, Manoj.
No,
All
Manoj.
right. It's clear now.
Yes.
Okay. So let's go to the next section, that is calculations. Okay, so now you have defined the bill of materials. Okay, you have defined the raw materials, you have defined the FG, but you don't know. So once you start producing it, what is the cost it is going to occur? Okay, so how the cost will be get added up to your FG? Even you need to do study on that, correct? Just by defining a bill of materials, adding the raw materials is not going to solve our purpose. We need to see what exactly cost it is coming for me when I do a calculation for that FG. Okay. So to do the calculation, there are three parameters which we need to look into it. So first comes your cost group. Okay. So what exactly this cost group does? It will it will tell that whatever the cost we are calculating is of what type, whether it is a material cost, whether it is a manufacturing cost, whether it is a indirect cost. Okay. So now when I'm creating a cost group, I can define a cost group type here: material, manufacturing, indirect, and direct outsourcing. Now, as I have created a bill of material and I have associated the raw materials. So, what is my raw materials? Raw materials are my direct material cost, correct? So, I will be creating a cost group as a direct material. Okay. So, let me just put it as FG cost group, or else I will just put it as RM cost group. So once I create this RM cost group, I have an option to associate this cost group to my items. I will go to product information management, release products. Okay, so RM1. See, we have a cost group here, correct? So I will be assigning that cost group over here. This is my direct material cost. So when I'm associating it to this, whenever I'm running the calculation, system will include this raw material in my costing. Because of that purpose, I am associating this cost group to this particular item. Okay. So now what else? I have around 50,000 items. Okay. So all 50,000 item I need to associate this cost group. Okay. No. Right. So what I will do is, instead of associating to each item, I can default this. Okay. So I can have only one defaulted cost group. Okay. So let me find that. Set column defaulted and cost group type. Direct manufacturing. Okay. Can you see this? There is a cost group already created and it has been defaulted. Okay. Once this has been defaulted, all the items will be considered this particular cost group during calculation. Clear? So it will give me a easier way to associate my cost group to the respective released product. But what else? You can say that, okay, few items I can include in the cost group and few items I cannot include in my costings. For example, in my FG, there is some items like consumables. You can use paper, or else it is just a packing kind of materials where the cost is very less, but still it is a part of your bill of material. Okay. Whether I want to consider that in my calculation. If company says that I don't want to include that in my calculation. So what I will do? For that, I will create a cost group and I will associate for all the items, but I will leave associating to the cost group where that consumables will be. Okay, so this will help me to include the items in my calculation or exclude the item in my calculation. So whatever I want to exclude, I will not associate a cost group on the item level. So this is how I can play around. Okay, so let us assume that for me, for my business, my cost group is one for all the items. So I have created one cost group and I have associated as a default for that. As of now, I will just remove this. This will create a confusion. I will tell you what exactly these profits are. Okay, so let us keep very simple. Now, so this is the first thing what we need to set up, that is a cost group. The second is calculation group. Okay. Now, so what is the calculation group? So calculation group will define which price you are considering for your calculation. Okay. Each material, each raw material may have latest purchase price, may have a trade agreement price, or may have an inventory price. Correct? So out of these three, which price you are considering for the calculation will be defined by your calculation group. Okay. So if you see here, there is a cost price model where I can define a different models. By default, I will set it as an inventory price because inventory price is the accurate price, which will give you your FG cost accurately. Why? Because it will consider your raw material inventory prices in this calculation. So that's why every time we will set it as a inventory price. We have another options as well. We can set it as a trade agreement price. If we have set it as a trade agreement price, and if that particular item raw material have an active price with one vendor, system is going to consider that price in the calculation. Similarly, item purchase price. When I say item purchase price, it is the latest purchase price on that item. Okay, you know where that latest purchase price will reflect on the item master. Okay, now, so let us keep it as inventory price. Now, once I create this calculation group, I have an option to associate this calculation group into my parameters where this calculation group will be applicable for all the raw materials in my system. So where I will associate that, I will go to inventory management module and I will go to inventory management parameters. Under bill of material, no, not under bill of material, under journal, we have uh, under inventory accounting, you can see there is a calculation group standard I have associated. Okay, so what it means? It means that this calculation group is applicable for all the items what is there in my release product. So whenever I'm doing a calculation, system will always pick inventory price for all these items. Now you can see that, okay, now you can say that, okay, there are few items where I want to take trade agreement price. I don't want to go with the inventory price. So for that, on the item level, I have a calculation group here where I will create another calculation group for trade agreement and I will associate that to this item. So whenever I run the calculation, only for this particular item, it will take the trade agreement price. For the rest of the item, it will take my inventory price. So we can parameterize it or we can define it on the item level. It is depend upon the business, how they are doing. Okay. Now, so let us go to the third parameter that is called as a cost version. Okay, so this is very much important, cost version. Uh, Let me just, I have just created a cost version called as a planned cost. So whenever you're creating any cost version, it will ask whether it is a standard cost or a planned cost. Standard cost you are creating if your inventory valuation is standard costing method. Okay, planned cost you are using if your valuation method is FIFO, LIFO, other than standard cost, you will use as a planned cost. This should be a costing type. Okay, so next I will define a version. What exactly this version has? This version has, while doing a calculation, what and all you are going to consider. You want to do a BOM calculation, you will select this as yes. Similarly, there are various parameters. No need to go into detail of it. What I suggest here is that you just create a cost group, cost type as planned orders, create a version, and just copy this parameters. Okay, and activate this. So this need activation. So once you activate this cost version will be activated. Now, so once all three parameters are in place, now I will run my calculation. So how to run that calculation? I will go to FG. Before that, what I will do is I will just run for SFG. Okay. Go to manage cost, item price, calculate item cost. So now you see whatever the cost version I have created, I need to select that first. 2026 site. This BOM is for which site? Site 1, right? So if you see by default, the bill of material has been updated. So let me click OK. See if it has inventory price, definitely it will pick my inventory price to it. Now, if you see that there is a cost which got calculated by the system, which is 160. How this cost has come? If you go to view calculation details, in view calculation details, you see that RM3 is 60, RM4 is 40. Altogether, system has calculated as 160 for one piece. Straight away I can go and activate it. So now you can observe here there is something called as a cost and there is something called as a sales price. Okay, so how the sales price is coming and the sales price is same, right? So now why it is same? Because in the cost group, hope you remember, in the cost group there is a percentage, right? Which I deleted. Let me just go to that cost group. I think it was uh, that. Okay. So now you see there is something called as a profit settings, right? What exactly this does, if I put 10%, system will add 10% more to my sales price. Okay. So let me rerun this calculation once again. I will just delete this, calculate item cost. I'll select the cost version, select the site, click OK. Sorry. Now 26, site 1. Okay. So now you see my cost to company when I want to produce this, it is coming for 160, but I will be selling it for 176. System has already suggested me what could be my selling price. Okay, so if I activate these two, let's say I will just activate this. What exactly system has done? System has updated my sales price as 176. If you go back and check my SFG, of course, SFG you are not going to sell it. You can do it for the FG as well. You can see that there is a sales price updated over here. See, 176. Okay. So whenever I creating a sales order, system is going to pick this price for the sales if it doesn't have any active trade agreement. Now, so can we do similarly for FG? Let me do it for FG as well. So now I have a cost price for SFG calculated. Let me run calculation for FG. So I will go to FG, manage cost, item price. So let me calculate my item cost. I1. So now if you see, okay, I have a route also in this. Let me remove this. No need to confuse that. I'll click OK. Now you can see that the cost has been calculated by the system, and the sales price, it has increased for 10%. And if you want to see the details of this costing, how it has come, you can find it over here. Let me just remove that route, or else it will create a confusion. Okay, so let me calculate. Okay, so now if I go to my view calculation details, you can see that I have a FG. Okay, for that FG, I will be using another BOM SFG, and these are all my raw materials. Just ignore this output unit based depreciation cost. It is coming, indirect cost has been getting added up. But as per the setup, you have FG, SFG, and all the raw materials, and the respective cost are coming over here. All together, it is getting added to your FG, and it is giving you the cost price for that FG. So this cost price is your manufacturing cost, which you will occur once you start producing this FG. Okay, and the sales price has already been defined by the system, that whenever you are selling this item, you need to sell it with 490. Okay, are we clear?